Some of the news next. There were more job vacancies than job seekers last year, suggesting a tight labour market. A Manpower Ministry report has also revealed that nearly 8 in 10 employers looked beyond academic qualifications when hiring last year. Now, these firms are also looking at skill sets and relevant experience. Richard Matthew with more.
Accountancy firm KPMG hires about 20 skilled workers for newly created job roles in areas like AI and climate change. To ensure it hires the right talent, it has adopted a different hiring criteria.
What we try to do is to proactively look at global opportunities as well as emerging trends and identify unique talent that can respond to some of these. So if you think about sustainability space, we are looking to hire people with deep expertise in the climate change topic, whether it's decarbonization, climate storage, climate capture.
Firms like KPMG say such an approach helped speed up the hiring process and broaden the talent pool. And according to the Manpower Ministry, such practices are becoming more common.
One of the promising trend that we see is not just about the creation of new PMET jobs and vacancies, but it's also the conversion of our existing non-PMET Singapore our residents itself into PMET roles. I think it's a reflection of the variety, the multiple schemes, training streams that we have available.
Such hiring practices may prove challenging for fresh graduates when they enter the job market.
And what we're doing now is to encourage more businesses, more employers to go upstream while at the undergraduate level to already start internship programs with them to get the exposure.
Firms are also working with institutes of higher learning to create internships that can fast-track careers. MOM's annual report also found that newly created roles made up nearly half of all job vacancies. A majority of them were in the infocom and communications sector. However, new jobs in the retail and food and beverage sectors declined significantly after peaking in the previous year. MOM says it's due to the slower business momentum as local residents shifted their spending overseas. Jobs in demand include those in teaching and training, software development, and marketing. Fewer jobs were also left unfilled for 6 months or more.
So, for more on the growing emphasis on skills-based hiring, we're speaking with Vivian Tay, Lead Director with Global Headhunter Ethos BeathChapman. Vivian, hello. Now, as a person of a particular generation, qualifications, academic qualifications are the holy grail. Okay, but now we're hearing if the main factor is not academic qualifications, what is? What are PMET's employers looking for in a PMET candidate?
Right. So, once again, thanks for having me here tonight. So, to actually share with you our experience, right? So, employers typically look at a few factors. Relevant experience is definitely one. Not just relevant experience, but beneath the industry. What they can bring to the business almost immediately, right? Like, for example, the key track records, achievements that they bring with them, or even contact and network relevant in the industry that they can bring to the business. Those are key considerations. But there are also other factors, like, for example, whether the individual has aligned values with the company or even the mission with the company. As well as the team chemistry. So these are key factors that they look out for.
I don't know. It sounds like a lot of X factor to me. I mean, but you did make good points. Relevant and immediate experience, which is transferable, as well as the contacts and the network. That's what they're kind of hiring. Does that mean that you are saying that we don't need a degree? I don't think you're saying that, right? There is still some value?
Degree, I think to that some extent, it doesn't just provide that academic usage or fundamental. In fact, it actually provides a lot of exposure, for example, overseas exchange program, internships, as well as the kind of friendships that they also get to know along the way. Because, in the uni days, they could actually get to know these people who can become their colleagues or their clients. So all this are considered that network that they accumulate over the years as well.
So what are you telling students? Get your degree, but
at the same time, enjoy your internship, get to know more people, enjoy the whole learning process.
So it's a balance. It's not either.
It's not
in
just
that way.
pure academic. Right?
Okay.
So, you need to enjoy yourself, like going out for overseas exchange program. You also get to know overseas international friends,
Okay.
right? So that will help in the real corporate life as well.
Okay. Now, I want to take it from a different perspective for those of us who are already, some time in the work life. How does this change lifelong learning and upskilling, which people who have already been working for several years may have to consider?
Right. I think this lifelong learning thing it's actually part of us. It's a new norm moving forward.
Yep.
It's not just about daily work and holiday. I think we can also take it as a kind of self-assurance or self-worth. As we look at improving ourselves from two angles, maybe just from a career growth or development angle. It could also be pursuing your passion. That you can take up new courses to learn new skill sets, that you can choose to go for your passion along the way in your career. Or like myself, I actually take up a course with WSG, where I actually take up a course to be a certified career advisor. So, beyond my work, in terms of exposure-wise, I don't just talk to the PMATs group. I also provide consultation or advice, to students in the midst of choosing what course to take, as well as undergrads, how to prepare themselves for interviews, resume writing, all the way to young executives who are quite torn, like, should I change job? What path should I take?
So it's like layering, right? These skills is like layering. It's here to stay. Job upskilling is here to stay, but also for your job security.
I think it's also that self-achievement or finding new passion in our job for ourselves.
But hearing you, it seems like it's not one size fits all for all companies, because there are some companies in some sectors that perhaps will not be able to pick an employee simply based on their skills. They do require, certain qualifications. Will this be limited to certain sectors only and certain companies only?
I think it will really depend on the nature of work, of the industry. I think you correctly mentioned, right? It's not one formula fits all, especially when this is a people business. Everyone has different needs. Every business has their different needs. So I think it really depends on the job level.
So where might this not be a good fit? Where might it be a better fit?
I think if we talk about fresh grads, we can't expect too much from a experience that they bring with them, a lot of experience, etc.
More like sectors.
Sectors-wise, I would say that, let's say if it's nursing, you need probably certain years of experience to take care of certain group of profiling of patients. If you talk about marketing jobs, for example, you also probably will need someone who has, depending on the job leveling as well, right? Okay. If you need someone a bit more experienced to come in to lead the team, someone who's at a senior level to coach the newbies, right? So I think it really depends.
Bring you back to the report proper. It's showing that there's a drop in new roles for retail and F&B. Now, is it something that's seasonal or a transformation case? That means, they're using less labor through, for example, automation.
Right. I actually see that more as a form of like the industry, the F&B and retail may have already stabilized themselves because they started off with the advancement of using technology, embracing technology, in their operations and also job redesign. I think these are factors that has allowed them to stabilize, how they operate moving forward.
Okay, we'll leave it there for now, but thank you so much. I have to go and look at some upskilling options as well for myself. You've inspired me. Thank you for coming in and sharing.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Joe.
Vivian Tay there from Ethos BeathChapman.